Morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Normally we do our nutrition news on Monday morning, but because we had the long weekend yesterday because of the holiday, we are doing it today. And the thing that I wanted to talk about was why, when we join the gym, we can see weight gain. One obvious reason, one maybe not so obvious, that we really need to think about. So that is what I'm going to get going on with in just a second. Quick reminders of what's going on at boot camp this week. Today we actually have a very special celebration workout happening today. A lot of you have been here this morning already, which is fantastic. A lot of you are still going to get here for the rest of the day. You're going to see a little bit more about this wonderful woman shortly, but we have Shauna Small at Fit Body Boot Camp, and she has been with us for over 1,000 sessions, and that is a huge accomplishment that definitely requires celebrating. So we're going to post some pictures later about her and a little bit about her story, but we do have a special workout today that is just a few of Shauna's favorite things to get you going today. And for those of you that know Shauna, you know how we're going to finish the workout, so you'll see when you get here, but definitely if we haven't seen you so far today, guys, make sure you get here. We do want to see you and get you working out. What else is happening? There is an FMS screen tonight at 6:15. So the purpose of those, you guys know, is so that we can have a look at those basic movements, make sure that we're loading correctly, and that we're moving correctly as well. If we are imbalanced, unstable in that movement, or if it's causing us pain, of course, we don't want to load that movement in the gym, and we want to do whatever we can to make sure that we're moving better. So if you can, let us know. 6:15 tonight, we do have another screen happening there. Also tomorrow night, Heather Padfield is going to be back with us. For those of you that don't know, I think everybody does though, Heather had a batter injury with her foot playing hockey. So she has been out of action for a few months now and really missing you guys. She's been in the gym, but it's just not the same. So we're all very excited that she's going to be back on the floor tomorrow evening. So if you can, get your buns in here because she's going to be getting you guys through the workout tomorrow evening then. Okay, so 4:10, 4:50, 5:30, and 7:30 tomorrow, Heather will be here getting you going. And then also Friday, we have our Flashback Friday happening. So you guys had the vote of which workout you wanted to bring back again for the last Friday of the month. So the workout is the one that we did on May 5th. So a circuit around the room, 6 movements, 4 times through, 45 seconds on, 15-second rest, and it is a good one. So make sure you're coming on Friday as well, guys, okay? All right, so down to business. Why do we tend to gain weight when we hit the gym? So we're actually getting fairly sedentary in our daily lives. We sit in a car or we sit at a desk. Maybe we sit in the car before we sit in the desk, and then we sit in the car after, and then we get home and we're exhausted, we're drained from our day of work, and we want to sit and relax. So our lives in general have gotten a whole lot more sedentary. What happens when movement is now a smaller part of our day is that our joints stiffen up, our posture changes, and also our metabolism shifts. So we tend to put on weight. We're not happy about this. And hoping to change this, we want to get more movement back in our lives. So exercise. We start hitting the gym. Maybe it's a matter of hitting the gym more regularly or signing up and starting to hit the gym. Either way, we're looking to make a change. So there is the obvious change that when we put on muscle, we are going to see an increase in weight. So for the amount of space that an inch of fat is going to take, a pound of fat is going to take up, considerably less space is taken up by a pound of muscle. So that means that we're going to slim out. But if we're putting on weight in terms of muscle mass that we haven't had previously, we are going to see an increase of weight that way. So we do see some loss in terms of inches, but we may see an increase in weight, which is one of the reasons why here at Boot Camp we have many different tools to measure. So we do look at body fat, we do look at the scale, we do look at measurements, and a lot of the time it's just generally how you're feeling too, because there's no one set tool to measure by, which is why we try to incorporate lots of different tools to measure by. But yes, as you start to hit the gym, you may see an increase in weight, a decrease in size, but an increase in weight because we are building muscle mass that maybe wasn't there before. So that's the obvious one, guys. Now let's talk about the one that maybe isn't so obvious. Again, the benefit, even though we may be increasing weight, which we're not looking for all the time when we hit the gym, when we think of it negatively, but that muscle mass, it's still preserving lean muscle, bone density, It's going to improve your fitness. It's making important biological changes, biochemical changes, and it's going to enhance your cognitive function and mood. So your brain's going to work better. You're going to be in a better mood. So exercise and nutrition is what we're looking for there. All important stuff, all things we need to incorporate. So this missing piece of what happens, the other part of why we gain weight when we start to exercise. And it's something called the hedonic compensation. Hedonic, you may recognize, term known as hedonism, and it is referring to the pursuit of pleasure. So what happens with hedonic compensation? There is a theory that suggests that when we feel like we're losing out on something, on a pleasure in a certain area, we look to compensate it somewhere else. So when we're looking in terms of this concept, it's, I've had a really crappy day. I've had a really long day at work. I deserve a treat. I deserve this. Because some part is not pleasurable, we seek pleasure somewhere else. So in terms of the gym, guys, how this affects us is that if we look at exercise as something that is not bringing us pleasure, we are going to look for compensation elsewhere. I went to the gym and I worked hard. I did the exercises. I put my time in. Now where's my reward? Where's my pleasure for it? Because if we're not looking at coming to the gym as the pleasure, then we're going to look for it elsewhere. So that's the concept there that we're talking about, the hedonic compensation. So I'm going to talk about 3 different studies that they've done, just to give you an example and show you how this can affect people. So they found that perceiving physical activity as fun rather than exercise meant that people in the study chose less junk food during meals. They ate less candy when offered a snack from a self-serve container. And people chose healthy snacks more often than unhealthy snacks when they were perceiving that exercise as fun. So because if exercise is not seen as fun, people compensate by finding fun elsewhere. And sometimes that is in the form of food. So the first study, they talked about thinking of movements as exercise instead of fun. And it made people get more of their calories from sugary desserts. So what happened in this study is they had participants walk 30 minutes around a university campus. Half of those people were told that they were doing exercise. The other half were told that they were going for a fun walk. After this 30 minutes of walking around the campus, they were given a lunch, a free lunch, with both healthy and unhealthy options. So the results from the study found that people ate the same amount of calories, but there was a difference in the type of calories that people selected. People in the exercise group served themselves larger portions of junk food options and ate more of these portions than the people in the fun group. So because these people felt that they were doing work, they felt that they had earned this compensation. So maybe they ate the same caloric total as the people in the fun group, but their calories were coming from the options that were offered that just weren't as healthy. So you can see where they're compensating themselves. The second study looked at thinking of movement as exercise instead of fun makes people serve themselves more candy. So in the second study, they were again asked to walk, some for exercise and some for fun. And this was a sightseeing tour. So the fun group thought that they were just going on a sightseeing tour. The other group were told that they were going out to exercise. Afterwards, all of the participants were invited to help themselves to a large bowl of M&Ms by dishing them into a Ziploc bag. So what happened here, the people in the exercise group served themselves substantially more M&Ms. So on average, they took 372 calories worth of M&Ms for the people that thought they were exercising. From the people that thought they were going on a leisurely, fun sightseeing tour, they dished themselves an average of 166. So substantially fewer, over 200 fewer calories. Where's my math? Yes, less than half. So that just goes to show you the perception that people had in terms of that exercise. Third study, again, similar concept. The less fun runners have in a race, the more likely they are to choose a candy bar after instead of another healthier option that is available. So in this third study, they examined runners doing a race, a relay in which people took turns running about 5 to 7 kilometers. Once the runners had finished, they were asked to fill out a questionnaire about how they felt about the race. Then they were given the choice of a snack. either a healthy cereal bar or a relatively unhealthy chocolate bar. The results from this found that the runners who had the most fun during the race were also the most likely to choose the healthy snack. Enjoying the race less meant a greater chance of choosing the unhealthy snack. So here we're looking at that intrinsic versus extrinsic reward. To understand this a little bit more, we're looking at that exercise versus fun dilemma again. Just in that third study, just to recap, same thing. They weren't told anything ahead of time. What they did was survey the runners after to gauge how much fun they had during that race. And the people that said that they had more fun, those people opted for healthier snacks. The people that did not enjoy the 5 to 7 kilometer race, they were the ones reaching for the candy bar on average. So when we talk about these intrinsic rewards, that means that we're doing something for inner reasons, for personal reasons, like fun, like interest, for the joy of learning. Even if nobody sees us doing it, we're still proud. We're still getting as much out of it as if somebody else were watching us. We enjoy the entire process, regardless of the results. So that is something that we're getting intrinsically rewarded from. Then we talk about extrinsically, and anytime we see the word X, we think out. So extrinsic rewards means that we do things for some external validation, a measurement, a prize, a reward, some approval, a trophy, a medal, or public recognition, a timer, a calorie counter, something that is measured that we can see, that is not inside. Even if it's somebody saying good job and acknowledging what we've done, that is an extrinsic reward. So there is a theory called activity engagement theory that suggests that when an activity is intrinsically rewarding, we don't feel the need to compensate or be compensated for doing it. The activity itself is rewarding. But when we're doing something that's extrinsically rewarding, we naturally seek an external reward to follow it. So if we are looking at our exercise program as something that is rewarding for us, that we're proud of doing, it doesn't matter, if I get my name up on the wall or if I get a specific shout out, I'm doing this for me and it makes me feel better. We're not going to look for outside compensation as much as the person that is looking at exercise as a task that they have to do, something that they're going to be rewarded for extrinsically. So what we need to do when we come into the gym is really have that mental shift. It is how you're looking at coming to the gym and how you're looking at that workout. It's not a punishment because you drank too much and ate too much on the long weekend. It's not an excuse to, have a bowl of ice cream at the end of the day because I hit the gym. You have to look at the health benefits that you're getting, everything that is benefiting you from the inside, and you have to be, motivated and satisfied with what you're doing for yourself. So we will get better results by this. We'll get happier. We'll be more joyful. And that is a huge power shift. Not only physically, but psychologically. When we can make that shift in the gym, you tend to see a lot of benefits from it, because not only are we having more fun, people around us are having more fun, we're engaging, we're socializing, and just psychologically, it's just better. Like, who doesn't want to be in a good mood? So really, if we can get that mental shift going on when we look at exercise, and that is a very, very powerful thing to be able to do. So the long story short is that you can make exercise more effective by making it more enjoyable. And that's something that we're really focusing on at boot camp too, is just making sure that everybody's having a very positive experience, and that it's fun. Because that's really the name of the game, is the experience that you're having here with us. So we really do want to make our our best effort to make sure that, you're working hard, of course, but you're also, enjoying yourself and having fun. It is more about the experience as well. We want to make sure that you're working at a desirable level of difficulty, right? We want to make sure that you are competing at your best, that you're performing at your best, and that you're succeeding, because bottom line is that winning is fun too. If we're successful in our movements, and if you can do a movement that's been demoed properly and successfully, then that is a win, and that's awesome. And people love doing things that they're good at. So at the gym here, we just want to make sure that you guys are moving well, moving efficiently, and having fun. So that's the bottom line, guys. As coaches, that is one thing we really try and do, is making sure that, we're moving safely, that we're moving effectively, but that we're also having fun too. So if there's anything we can do as coaches to help you with that shift as well, or if it's something that you're struggling with, the things I've mentioned today, if you go to the gym and, beforehand you're thinking, I've got to do this because, I just went out with my friends, we went camping, I had some s'mores, I had a few beers, I've got to hit the gym. That is not the mentality that you want to have, because then it's just going to create this cycle. Or if you're setting yourself up like, okay, I just got off work, I'm going to go to the gym, that way I can go have a pizza and pop on the way home. It's motivating to get you here, yes. But are there other things that are going to be more effective? Yes. So if you guys have any questions about this, reach out, let me know. But definitely we want to try and keep things as positive as we can, both in the gym and even before and after. Our whole outlook on exercise, if we can keep that positive, that is a very, very powerful thing. So if there's anything specific that we can help you out with here at boot camp to help make those experiences better, inside or outside the gym, reach out. That is what we're here for. So yeah, quick recap again too with what's going on. Tomorrow evening, Heather Padfield will be here. We've got Flashback Friday happening on Friday, of course, not just a funky name. And yeah, I hope we get a little bit of sunshine later on this week, because it's just a little gray and dark, which is why it's a great thing that we're open so many times so you can come in, have some fun, get your workout in, and then get on with the rest of the week. So if you guys have any questions, concerns, let me know. And if I don't see you at the nooner today, hopefully I see you guys tomorrow morning. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.